What's up, my Wangu Wazare? This is Avi, and I'm back again, this time talking about my artist talk at the Presidio for Porchlight and Arion Press, talking about making zines, in particular my zine, Good Grief, about grief, loss, and loneliness, and how to navigate that space. I was super excited to go to San Francisco to the Presidio and talk about how I make my zines. I've been working on my grief zine for about 3 years, so it's been awesome to share it with other people. There are several other speakers on the night, and so I was excited to hear from them as well. It's awesome to be supported by a community of makers and creative people, especially in this historic place at the Presidio. Just super humbled to be invited by Beth Lisick to speak in front of such a auspicious crowd. Especially since COVID, I haven't gotten up to speak to this many people in a long while, so it was really nerve-wracking but super exciting as well. And I was excited to hear what the other folks had to say too. And fun fact, I was just super happy that I didn't trip and fall on my way up to speak. But yeah, I thought that it was an amazing night. Here's a few snippets of what the other folks had to say in my talk as well.
This is our third Kirkpatrick talk, celebrating why books and crafts are vital parts of society today. And there is no better place, perhaps in San Francisco, to celebrate the history of craft than the building you're sitting in tonight, because you are standing in the receptacle of 2 centuries of San Francisco creative history. So our goal here tonight is to help tell new stories, to bring a human face to the wonderful work of handmade craft. So.
We have such an incredible show tonight. The theme is making it, and it's just all about people who make cool shit that you can actually get your hands on and touch. And there's so many great people that are coming.
Who built most of them in this part of Australia. And the
in about 2012, I started making comic books, so I independently write, draw, and publish a horror comic. As she stated, nothing good ever happens at 4 a.m., where zombies attack Oakland. So just another day in Oakland, basically. Fun fact, I started making comic books just on a whim. A friend of mine in my office does webcomics, and I said, oh, I can do that. And so not knowing anything about the comic book making process, I wanted to get into San Francisco Zine Fest, which happens in September. This was probably about April. Not knowing anything about comics, I said I can do that. And so of course I procrastinated until probably May. And then you killed myself trying to make this 40-page comic book in a couple of months. But I did it, I made it. And so I've been making comic books ever since. Pivot to current, or right before COVID, I started making what's called zines. And so zines about, these are the comics I make about Oakland and the zombies. Zines are independently published mini zines or magazines, as they're called, that talk about our personal endeavors. So my zines have been about health, mental health, physical health, and right now I'm talking about grief. And so each page is really personal, and it talks about my experience. And then I started to sort of develop the idea around us really wanting to, into how to address grieving and grief and loneliness with other people, and not just myself. And so that's really was the impetus for making this zine. And just talk about other ways we grieve. Not necessarily just from death, but from losing your job. Maybe you're going through a divorce. and there's breathing there. Or maybe, you've moved from location, you've lost your home, that kind of thing. And so use it as a form of art therapy. And so that's what I've been doing with making zines. And it's a lot of hands-on work, but I feel like it's something that our community needs, because like I said, a lot of people don't feel safe or comfortable talking about grief, loss, and loneliness. It's sort of a taboo subject, and I feel like this is a great way to kind of bridge that gap. I want to work with you because I do want to provide some micro assistance to the folks.
Porchlight guest ever to be wearing an apron. All right. Yes, Brian Ferret.
I am not at all nervous. That's why I brought a 200-pound security blanket with me. Just so you know, so this is called a pilot, or Chandler and Price pilot press. Now it was used. It was produced between the 1860s and the 1960s, and they were used to really to teach people how to print at trade schools and various places. But they became really popular with amateurs because, one, it is a tabletop press. It doesn't weigh that much. It doesn't take up that much space. Never goes away. Rollers right here, and then you put your paper in here. So while I talk, I'm gonna do some printing. They're pretty. I had fun doing it. Pretty much. This is why I do it. This is all made from hot metal that we cast downstairs. So there we go. That's my first print. Doing a little second color. It says Porchlight.
I should just learn all the knots. I should just learn one knot.
Who knows what could happen? So that's what I did. That's how I got started. Yeah. So I'm just gonna talk about, when I talk about the Year of Knots, I really like to think about it in terms of 4 very rich things that the experience brought to my life. And the first one was a sense of flow. Some of us here know the sense of flow or are familiar with the concept, right? I have seen it defined, and I like to define it for myself as a sense of blissful productivity.
In 1987, I was 20 years old, and I was living and working in New York City. I had dropped out of school after only 6 months at NYU, but since all my friends went to NYU Film School, I kind of got an ersatz NYU Film School education working on all of their films. Called Gargoyle and Goblin, about an actual gargoyle, and an actual.
It was really
goblin.
cool to hear everybody talk about making it. Adam Savage was a cool surprise. And all in all, it was an amazing night. Shout out to the organizers, Beth, who invited me. It was a great day and an awesome time speaking. I appreciate you guys. Remember to comment, like, and share. Make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can make more content like this and bring it to you and share my life making art. You guys have been amazing with all the shares and the likes. YouTube really loves that, so I appreciate all the new supporters and the likes. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.